On this week's Growing, Eating, and Educating, NanBop Farmer Director Andrea Bushre shows us how the farm is winterizing the area for the goats.
That's right, it's getting colder, so our furry friends can't get too cold.
So let's head out to NanBop Farm and see what Andrea is up to.
Hey guys, welcome back to Growing, Eating, and Educating. I'm your farm director, Andrea Bushre. And today I wanted to tell you a little bit about how we're overwintering our goats here on NanBop Farm. So let's go check it out. Well, the first thing that we did when we set up this pen is put up this welded wire. And so we have this welded wire netting here because in the winter when it starts to snow a lot, the temporary electric netting that we were using isn't going to be effective in the snow because the snow acts kind of like an insulator for the electricity. So we have this up, and then we also lined a couple strands of wire around the inside to prevent the goats from jumping up on this wire. Otherwise they would jump up on it, bend it, and probably jump over it. So that's here so that we keep them in one centralized location throughout the winter so that they're a little bit more safe and protected. So the goats had this exact shelter in the summer. We just took the tarp off of it and we reskinned it. So we have actually a layer of cloth underneath this plastic here. So that's there to kind of retain some of the heat but also prevent the condensation from dripping on them. We also put this plastic on here. This is just a silage tarp, and so you see one side of it is white and the other side is black. We put the black side out so that whenever the sun is out, the sunlight will be attracted by this black and it'll actually heat up the coop. So we're trying to harvest some of that sunlight as well. And then inside we have a bunch of straw in there, and then we'll also put their heated water bowls in there so that they don't freeze. That's partly why we have them next to the high tunnels, so we have a power source hookup. And then on days where it gets really cold out, we'll put a heat lamp in there so that it kind of holds a little bit more heat versus what the sun could do for them. Because we're not moving the goats around as much as we do in the spring and summertime, we're trying to add in a little bit more enrichment activities throughout the winter. So for example, this is one of ours. So this is just a retired old wire spool that they get to jump on and play, which also keeps them a little bit more active in the winter since we're not moving them around. Other than that, we're feeding them hay pretty consistently to also keep them warm and so that they have enough nutrition throughout the winter. And this is pretty much what we've got for them. They'll be pretty active and they'll be very loved throughout the winter. For more about NanBop Farm in the winter, check out 9and10news.com.
And if you'd like to follow Farm Director Andrea Bushre and the locally owned and operated NanBop Farm, they have a Facebook page and Instagram at NanBop Farms. NanBop posts frequently all their events and what's growing on the farm. If you'd like to reach out to them with any questions about the farm, their email is info@nanbopfarm.com.